2 years ago, I got paid $30 to write 2 scripts. In December last year, I made over $30,000 in a single month. Then the month after it, I did it again. Not for some get-rich-quick scheme, not from lucky breaks or connections, but from understanding one fundamental truth that most content creators completely miss. Your story isn't your content. It's your competitive advantage. And today I'm going to walk you through exactly how I went from being a depressed kid who tried to end his life multiple times to building a six-figure business with nothing but words and a laptop. Because if you're struggling to turn your expertise into income, this story will show you why your background, no matter how messy, might be the exact thing holding you back from the success you deserve. Most people try to hide their failures when building their personal brand. They create these perfect LinkedIn profiles and polished about pages that make them sound like they've never struggled with anything. Here's what I learned the hard way. Your struggles aren't your weaknesses. They differentiate you. I failed A-levels twice. I dropped out of university in Cyprus after my family went broke supporting my education. I worked dead-end sales jobs where my bosses would slash my salary in half after like one bad month. And I remember sitting in that office back in Pakistan watching my boss cut my salary in half after months of record sales, thinking there has to be another way. Now, this is something everyone seems to miss. Your lowest moments aren't embarrassing backstories. They're proof that you can handle yourself even if you're in a shitty situation. When I finally started freelancing, I wasn't competing with people who had perfect resumes. I was the guy who had been tested by life, and I came out the other side. Now, what does this mean for you? Stop trying to position yourself as someone who never struggled. Position yourself as someone who struggled and figured it out. Your ideal clients aren't looking for perfection. They're looking for proof that transformation is possible. And here's where most people get the psychology of success backwards. They think you need big wins to build confidence. But confidence actually comes from proving to yourself that you can deliver results, no matter how small. My first freelance payment was $30. But this was what changed everything. It wasn't about the money. It was about the realization that I could create value with nothing but my thoughts and a Google Doc. That $30 proved that I didn't need an office or a boss or anyone's permission to make money. I just needed to understand what people wanted and just give it to them. Now, why does this matter for your business? You don't need to land your dream client on day one. You need to prove that the model works, even if it's small. Every expert I know started with tiny wins that built into massive success. The size of your first win doesn't determine the size of your last one. Most content creators approach personal branding backwards. They think it's about being relatable or authentic or showing their personality. But here's what it actually is. Personal branding is strategic positioning disguised as storytelling. When I share my story of going from suicide attempts to success, I'm not doing it for sympathy. I'm doing it because it positions me as someone who understands rock bottom and knows how to climb out of it. This creates instant trust with people facing similar struggles, differentiation from competitors with perfect backgrounds, proof that my method works even in extreme circumstances, and it's a filter that attracts resilient, determined clients. Now, here's the framework shift. Your story isn't about you. It's about demonstrating to your ideal clients that you understand this situation and have a proven path forwards. Here's what took me from making $30 to making $30,000. I call this the story selling framework. I stopped trying to lead with value. Instead, I started sharing insights, showing that I knew what I was doing and I had these good ideas and I knew how to execute on them. The difference was sharing value. It creates an audience of people who just want free share. Storytelling creates buyers. When you teach and share value, people consume your content and feel like they learned something, which is great. That's awesome. But they don't buy from you. You're not making any money. When you tell stories, people consume your content and they feel like they need more from you. This works because one, story creates emotional investment in your success. They demonstrate results without giving away methods. They position you as the guide, not the guru, and they make your offer feel inevitable, not optional. Your content shouldn't just make people smarter. It should make them inspired and hungrier. Now, here's what I want you to understand. Your story isn't just content. It's your competitive mode. Every struggle you've been through, every failure you've survived, every small win that you've earned, Those aren't random experiences, they're strategic assets. The reason I can charge premium rates and have clients seek me out isn't because I'm the best writer in the world. It's because my story demonstrates that I can understand transformation at a visceral level. I use this same approach to help my client Warner Arts make $35,000 in 7 days with his newsletter.
35K came out cash collected from emails.
It's the same approach I use to ghostwrite for my client Niels and position him as the go-to authority in the faceless YouTube space. And he closes clients on autopilot with his Twitter profile. He doesn't have to write a word himself. This same approach is what my own brother, Hamza, used to go from criminal lawyer to premium scriptwriter. My student Rohan used it to go from broke university student to now making over $1,000 per month writing for Faces YouTube channels. If you're sitting on expertise but struggling to turn it into income, the problem isn't your skills, it's your positioning. I'm working with 10 people inside Story Selling OS to prove that this system works. David joined just a few days ago and had his first one-on-one onboarding call. His positioning breakthrough was incredible to watch. If you want to learn how to use your background as your biggest business advantage, there's a link in the description. But fair warning, once the limited spots are filled, the next opportunity isn't until next month at a higher pricing. Stop hiding your struggles, start leveraging them. Your lowest moment might be your biggest competitive advantage. See you in the next one.